おはようございます。なほです。
And I'm Matt.
はい。このカモンレディオでは、私たちが運営する英語のオンラインプログラムカモンラインについて英語で語っていく、番組です。今日もですね、グローバルイングリッシュキャンプアルムナイということで、過去のプログラムに参加してくださった学生さんをお呼びしております。今日のゲストは、Krishiv です。
Yeah, Naho, I'm super excited to have Krishiv on today. He's a great friend. Well, as with everyone that comes on our show. But he had done the English camp for 2 years, so we've known him for, at least 3 years now. And he was supposed to come back last summer and maybe this summer, but he's been a huge part of our programs over the year. And last summer, he was on the team that helped create our first online program. So really excited. He's had a big impact on us and the students in the Global English Camp and Come Online. So happy to have him.
Okay.
Show me Krishiv.
Hello.
Hey, Krishiv. Good to see you.
Hey, Krishiv.
Good to see you.
What time is it over there for you?
Not too late. It's 1 a.m. at the moment.
Thank you for staying up late. Thank you for
No
coming.
problem.
Okay. Krishiv, so if you can introduce yourself a bit.
Yeah, so my name's Krishiv. I'm in my final year studying theoretical physics at Imperial College London. It's I don't really like long walks on the beach, particularly. I'm a big fan of Netflix. I do enjoy that. Not sponsored. And my favorite food is anything with sugar in it, I have to say. I think that's about everything.
I didn't know you're a big dessert guy.
Oh, you don't get to be this size without a certain love of the of sugar.
Well, yeah, you were telling us about your 30 plate conveyor belt sushi.
Yes.
A
big eater.
Oh, that's great.
30 plates are so great.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're graduating from ICL this year, correct?
Yeah.
Imperial College London. How has your last year of school been going online? Are you currently doing online or maybe hybrid?
Yeah. So because I study theoretical physics, after my second year, I don't have to do labs anymore, which is good because I wasn't particularly good at them. So because I don't have labs, I actually don't have anything that I need to be in uni for. So I've been completely online for this entire year. And actually, I was also online for most of last year as well, pretty much since this time last year. So it's been like quite a while that I've been doing the whole completely online thing, and it's been eventful. It's definitely been a bit of a challenge. I'm assuming you want me to talk about how that's been.
Yeah.
What kind of online tools you use?
Yeah, so most of the lectures happen over Microsoft Teams, or they are pre-recorded and put onto our university's hosting website. So if they're pre-recorded, we can just go in and watch them whenever. But when they're on Teams, then we have to be there live because sometimes they're not recorded, which can be a little frustrating. But yeah, generally speaking, like it's I do enjoy the Teams ones because I can ask questions and like actually interact with the lecturer then and there, which is helpful because I'm not calling any of them out, but some of the lecturers are not particularly good at replying to emails. And sometimes you need an answer pretty quick. So it's good to get an answer then and there. But I also think that credit where credit's due. My professors this year, for the recorded lectures, they put in like a lot of effort. Like I can tell, like they like restructured the whole course. They've like done these little tasks, recorded different video segments, and these are definitely people who had to learn all this over the summer. So I was pretty impressed. I think it's been pretty good, all things considered.
Yeah. Well, that's good. Now we can send this over to your professors. Now that you've said that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's tough for everyone adapting to this, teachers and students, and especially we were talking with you. You're graduating in May. So
Yeah.
your last year you've had to do this all online, and we were just talking about it. So I'm going to bring it up again. What are you doing? What are your plans after you graduate? And congrats.
Yeah. Thanks. So calling it a plan is a bit too kind. I have a law internship I'm going to be doing at the after my exams. So if I end up really enjoying that, then I'm probably looking and doing a law conversion and then being a solicitor. For my thesis, I'm doing a lot of data analysis and a lot of like data presentation and that sort of stuff. And I've been enjoying that quite a lot, more than I thought I would. And it ended up being a lot more coding focused than I was expecting. And I ended up enjoying that a surprising amount. As frustrating as learning to code is, it is pretty rewarding. It's like one of the best feelings when you go, yeah, it works, until it doesn't. So I may look into pursuing a sort of data analysis kind of career as well. But that's sort of the extent to my post-university plans at the moment.
That's pretty good. That was more than me when I was graduating. And also, I didn't know that was what your thesis was on. And I know Naho's going to ask you a question here in a second, but you did a really cool workshop, or really cool and really helpful for the students last summer with using Google Apps, and had a little data analysis actually in there. Now that I'm realizing,
yeah.
Great and really important for the camp. So, yeah, just wanted to say
thanks. So, yeah, here's the question. So you helped create the curriculum for our first remote camp last summer, including important workshops on Google Apps. What do you think is most impactful about the remote camp experience for students and for mentors too?
So first, like in particular about the Google stuff I did, I was kind of shocked to learn how not even necessarily just Japanese students, but how little those kind of basic computer literacy skills are taught in school. And you know, it's stuff that just being able to, like, for example, use basic Excel is a really useful life skill, because if you ever wanted to open a business or something, like just being able to run simple numbers without having to write everything down and do it all by hand, it'll save you hours, and it's just a good tool to have. So I think from a student perspective, they're getting the benefit of lots of people a little bit older than themselves who have come from so many different educational backgrounds and kind of know the holes that exist and things that they wish they knew. And they can just sort of go, well, hey, here's this thing that I really thought it would have been nice for me to know. So here, I'm going to teach you about this. And you have this sort of great variety of relative experts, insofar as, you know, a 23-year-old can be an expert on a subject, teaching you about it, and being there for you to interact with and talk to you about their life experience, which is great. And then from a mentor perspective, it's really valuable because there's a whole host of boundaries, in particular with the online camp, that you learn to overcome and that just make you a better educator and better at communicating in general. Everything from dealing with technology to you know, sort of understanding the best way to communicate information across, to how to present well. There's just like I felt like it really helped me in particular. I know lots of others as well, and just feeling more confident about their ability to teach people. So yeah, I just think it's great, which is clearly I do, because this will be the third year or something. I'll be doing it.
Yeah, well, thank you. Well, we better save that clip for the advertisement of the program. But you're right. I'm the same way. And Krishiv, by the way, you're a great teacher, and so doing that online, you can confirm
Thank you.
that you're really good at that. But no one's brought that up too about different experiences, different experts, as you say. But quite frankly, to the students, you certainly are an expert. I mean, you're doing your thesis and data analysis and teaching them about that. And like you said, these life skills. I was so surprised to hear about different, levels of computer literacy as well. So I think that's so important. But I know we're going to bring in another important aspect of the program that you're the first one we're asking about this. And I'm going to let Naho take it because it's our first time asking this question. So we're excited, Krishiv.
So here's another question. Yeah, we are doing Come Online program now, and it's a big part of our program, United at Home program, are the UN Sustainable Development Goals. So which SDGs do you feel is most important, or which do you feel most connected to you, and why?
For people who want context, I've spent at least 100 hours teaching the SDGs, and it gets to a certain point where they're in your brain rent-free. So yeah, that being said, I really should have, having spoken about them for so long, I should have a well-prepared answer, and I really don't, because I think they're all very important, and they're all valid. But I think the most important one for me would be the reducing inequality. It's a toss-up between that and the sort of umbrella of climate change ones.
Yeah.
But I think that the climate change in terms of a crisis that the population faces is pretty much the biggest that we're facing, even bigger than pandemics.
Right.
Bill Gates has some really interesting talks and stuff with regards to this, and there's some good books. But in terms of the human side, rather than us all dying, dealing with inequality is probably a good idea.
Yeah, right now, so much, and actually, I really like that you're the first one we asked about that. First of all, great answer, but leading into saying they're all important, of course.
Of course.
But
okay, I can date this pretty heavily. The GameStop controversy was very recent, and if you want to see real world people trying to deal with inequality through remarkable means, that's a great example, which I'm pretty sure will be taught about for a long time. Hello, Zane. How you going? Thank you.
Yeah, I'm sure you bring up the GameStop, and we won't talk about it too much today, but I'm right there with you. That's going to be taught in schools. It could be taught in our program, could be brought up as an important discussion in our program and relating to the SDGs. Absolutely. And that's a great point, is they're all, while climate change is sort of the existential crisis, it's still very immediate, but they all, like reduced inequalities, have so much immediate issues that we need to work together to be active for. So yeah, thanks for sharing. And I think we'll move back to a different question about the English camp, but I just want to say we appreciate you being the first one talking about the SDGs. We'll have to refer back to your answer from here on out every week.
Yeah, maybe we should talk more about SDGs next time. Thank you. And also, you have done the Global English Camp program twice, in 2018 and 2019. You returned. Mm-hmm. And also you're supposed to come back in 2020 though. What do you think was most impactful about the program?
So I'll say for the students and then for me. For the students, I think it's kind of a very similar thing to the online version. It's the same kind of stuff you're getting, right? You're getting that personal connection with someone who, a foreigner who is probably, reasonably intelligent, reasonably well articulated, can tell you about a lot of interesting
the main
stuff, like
goal,
cool, interesting people.
is to find
Yeah. Like it's cool, interesting people educating you about interesting things that will just make you a more kind of well-rounded human being to know about, and of course, helping you get better in English, which is kind of an assumed benefit, but obviously quite an important one. And obviously, the whole confidence boost of actually speaking with a native speaker is great. For me personally, I think I didn't realize just how deep a personal connection you could form in a week. But it's crazy, and it's given me like a new sort of perspective. And obviously my homestay, Masataga, who we still talk even now, was amazing. Like that's like an unforgettable experience. Like the second I get back to Japan, I want to go visit with lots of presents, because I'll be earning, hopefully. But I think for me it was beyond the whole. Yes, you get better at teaching, and yes, you have like great experience in Japan. But it's also just like, I think this program for me it sort of came at a time in my life where I was undergoing a lot, or needed to undergo a lot of personal growth, and this was a great catalyst for that. With everything that it sort of had about it. There's another soundbite for you.
Yeah, I was about to say. Make a note of the time of this to save it for later. That's very, very kind for you to say. And just going back with, you did a homestay, which is such a special experience. But regardless, just connecting with your students is obviously what's really important for you. You stay in touch. Same with me, and I'm sure Naho too, connecting with everyone in the program. And the fact that you say, the first thing you want to do is go back to Japan, go to your homestay, is speaks a lot to the program. And we hope with online, which you did last summer, even though it's not a homestay, we're kind of in each other's homes in a way through camera, seeing and being able
it's surprisingly personal. It is genuinely surprisingly personal. I mean, one of the things like I did is I would make like photoshops of my group like together, which was great fun. And you get surprisingly close to everyone. It's just great.
Oh, the photoshops were incredible. I remember when you made that, because we couldn't really do pictures together. Oh, I loved it.
Oh, here's the question: how long do you think you want to do homestay?
You mean if I went back? As long as I could without annoying them, I suppose. Like I don't want to say 6 months, because I'm aware that after 2 weeks they might be like, hey, that British kid's starting to get a little annoying. Can we scoot? But yeah, basically, like I'd love to go back for as long as like they're willing to take me, basically.
Yeah, what's the maybe this is a question for Naho. What's the limit on a motenashi? What's the time limit?
There's no limit of motenashi. It's natural.
Well, still, let's go off. You want to do that and go back.
Yeah, for me personally, I really like the homestay experience for myself as well. When I went to like Australia, I still contacting my homestay family too. So yeah, I really get that. Krishiv, where did you stay?
I stayed in Yamaguchi, which was a region of Japan I would, through no fault of its own, 100% never visited, because it's just not like an advertised touristy destination. And also I can't drive because I live in London, so there's no reason for me to. So if I went to Yamaguchi, you have to drive everywhere. So I wouldn't be able to. So it was amazing. Basically, I definitely would not have been able to experience that remarkably beautiful part of Japan, like without that. So yeah, I'm like basically forever thankful for it. It was unforgettable.
I'm envious. I want to visit there.
Yeah,
and of course,
is beautiful.
You both can come do a homestay with me anytime in Los Angeles, and I'll drive you around.
Oh.
Los Angeles omotenashi.
Yeah, of course. Well,
you're about to learn the limits of orthodoxy 3 years later while I'm still on your couch.
Yeah. Just waiting for you. I'll keep it warm for you.
Okay. So, Krishiv, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, thank you. Always so nice to talk to you. Really enjoyed it.
Thank you. はい。プログラムの情報などはリンクが貼ってありますので、ぜひそちらから詳細をご覧ください。今週からですね、毎週木曜日にラジオを配信しようと予定をしておりますので、次回はまた木曜日になるかと思います。So, next podcast will be Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
Thursday at 11. We will keep you updated. Okay. Thank you, Zane. Thank you, Krishiv.
Thanks again,
Hi.
Krishiv. Stay in touch. Good luck on the final semester or the final term.
Thank you. I may need it.
Good luck.
See you soon.
Thank you.
Bye.